I'm going to give you a quick run through this new feature called website payments. So if it's enabled in your practice, you'll see that there's a fourth tab now on your Billink account page. So under account, there's a new section here called website payments. And you may also notice that there's a new toggle here called website services notification email, and also a new area down here called website services page settings. Okay, so that's the new stuff. We'll come back to these in a few minutes. The idea behind website payments is that you may want to facilitate a patient to pay for something on the patient's time on your website rather than you creating a billing charge. So that could be anything from a prescription to an admin request to a referral letter. It could be anything. So up until now, people have put in third-party services onto their website, such as Stripe or other kind of forms to be filled. And what we wanted to do with Billink website services is to give either a link or a way to embed that into your payment page or into your practice website so that you could facilitate everything from prescriptions to admin requests and such. So also this is fully customizable. So a website service is any one of those things that you might provide online for payment. Anyway, so it's unlike standard billing payments. This doesn't integrate fully down to the patient level account, but it does integrate quite a ways, and it is quite time saving in terms of an admin point in your practice. So let's jump into it. So here's a brand new test account called Test Website Services Practice. It's never had a website service enabled before, and you can see that we've pre-built for every practice that has Billink, we've pre-built one that's ready to go. So under the tab here, you can see that there's website payments is the title. If you wanted to create a new one, you would click on create new. We've pre-built one already called prescription requests. And you can see if you had more than one already active in your site, you could drop down and browse them here, and you can copy the link to this widget or website service directly from here as well, or you can open it directly. But we'll build this and edit it. So this is what on the right hand side of the page is what it looks like in your practice website, and as you mouse over the different areas, that'll change to show you. So the idea is that a patient will come in and you can interact with this page as well. So they'll link or they'll activate this or they'll use it through your website, and they're here to do the prescription request. So they'll put in their first name, last name, date of birth, the type of their usual doctor. That's important for receipts, because if you don't have a doctor's name on the receipt, some of the companies won't, or some of the insurance companies won't refund it. And then you can set the charges. So let's go ahead here. Let's call this prescription requests. And you can change the texture. You can say, and this is optional, so you can show an introductory note and you can see it disappears on the right, or you can hide it. And I want to keep that introductory note there, and I'm going to change it to 24 hours, and you'll see it'll update on the right hand side there. I want to charge my private patients, say 10 euros for a private prescription, and I want to add a new one called student script, and I might want to create a charge of say leave 20 euro for the private patient. For the student script, I might keep it as 10. And remember to always click save on the bottom here, otherwise you may lose some of your settings. So I've got 20 for a private patient, 0 for a public patient, 10 euro for a student script. I can change the title of that if I need to. I'm going to ask patients for additional information, and I'm going to say tell us more about what you need, and that'll be shown to the patient. They'll type it in there. And then when it's finished, it'll say, please allow up to 36 hours. And I can say, don't call us, we'll call you. And I'll change that to 24 hours. So that's what the patient will see at the end of their prescription request. As a patient, I can choose, or as a practice, I can enable an option to send this to the pharmacy, pick up at the practice or other. So if I want my patient to nominate that, and I'll say, look, I really don't want to give them a choice. I just want them to pick up at the pharmacy. And then I can decide, well, of the medication details, do I want all these fields to be required, or will I make some of them optional? I'll say, do you know what? Most people just write me the name of the dose, so I'll make the rest of the stuff optional. And then on top of this, I can say, right, well, every time one of these requests comes in, as well as going into the billing transaction page, I might want a copy of that email as well. So I'd like a copy of that going to Dr. Sean Higgins at gmail.com, right? So I've saved that now, and I've built my prescription widget, right? I can interact it on the right hand side here as a preview, or I can actually go and look at it, right? So if I want to copy that link, I can copy the link to that widget, and I've only got one here, so I can just copy that out and I can paste that into the browser, or I can just click open the link. And this will show me this website link, what the patient will see if you give them a link to that, or if you link from your website. So patient will come in here and click begin. I'll put in my first name, Sean, test, my 25th 11th 19, fake date of birth, test doctor. Let's say I am a private patient, okay, or let's say I'm a student. I'm going to pay my €10. Is it for me or for my kid or for my dependent? I'll say it's for me, and my mobile number. And I'll just put in a fake mobile number and click next. So again, the medication name, let's say I want Zoton, and let's say that's 30 milligrams, and the rest of it is optional, so I'm going to skip. And again, some patients, and it's up to you if you want to make those requirement or not. Let's say 30 days, and let's say I'll add it. And I could add multiple medications there if I wanted. So let's say I needed some Ventolin as well, and the patient might not know the dose of it, so they might just put in Ventolin, and I need 3 of them, and they'll add it in. Again, you can, oh sorry, I didn't make that one optional, did I? And let's say that's 100. Perfect. Have you any allergies? No. This is that optional box that we put in. Tell us more about what you need. I need my meds. Thanks. And click next. And again, remember we only allowed one option there for pickup at the practice. So I'm going to click that. If you clicked on pharmacy, it asks for the pharmacy name. So you can see here it brings them to the end. It gives a prescription request. It shows the patient what they've ordered. It puts in their text that they've added in. It shows the fee that you set for them. And then there's an option for them to put in their card details. 24, and I'm going to put in an email receipt as the patient. I'm going to send that to Dr. Sean Higgins at gmail.com, and I'm going to put that through. So patients come to the website, they put in their medications, they've made their payment. Your payment now has gone to Billink. That's going to be remitted back to your practice email. The patient's got a receipt, and also we've also sent a copy of that email to a copy of that request to the nominated email. So if I show you here, and move this guy over. So this is the copy of the email that will go into the practice. You can switch this on or off. You can see all the details that was put into that, the name of the patient, the amount, the mobile number of the patient that they typed in, the medications that were required or that were requested. So that's also kind of a belt and braces approach that's being emailed to your practice as well. So the payment's gone to you, and also you've got this copy of the email request that's come through as well. You can change that email request at any stage at the bottom here, and also this toggle here on the right, website service notification email. If you switch that off, it'll stop going out to you. As well as that, as well as getting an email, if you go into the transaction page and go into website transactions, you can see the details that have come in here. So it's a new tab on the transaction page. You can view more to see more of the details. That's all the stuff that's in the email as well. You can actually change the status. So I can say, right, this is now complete because I've done the prescription, and it will give you a pre-built email that you can send out to the patient. So this is sample text that's come in here. So it's got hi, patient name. Your request has been received by the practice name and has changed from pending to complete. So you could just change that and say your script has been sent. And now the patient, from the mobile number that they've provided you, will now get an SMS to their phone to let them know that the prescription is gone. So it saves a bit of admin time. You can also print that out here as well if you wanted to print a copy if you didn't get it from the email. So that's there too. That's a quick run through the pre-built prescription, right? So that's the one that we've built for you, which you can just switch on. You can inactivate a widget or a website payment at any time by just clicking inactivate. That means if they click on that link, so if we were to click on that link again here and refresh it, now that it's been inactivated, it'll just be a oh, sorry, I was wondering why I hadn't inactivated because I haven't saved my changes there. I should take my own advice. So when a patient clicks on that link now, it'll be a service that is no longer available. So anytime you have a service that you want to switch off, you can do that. Also, if you want to add an additional widget, or let's switch that back on and save it. If I wanted to very quickly create another service here, let's say I do a lot of 6 hertz, right? And let's just say I do something that requires, let's say an admin service, right? So let's just say or let's say it's for a pilot medical or flying medical. So flying medical is the name of the service. It's active here. Am I going to show an introductory note to the patient? I don't need one. I am going to charge private patients €500 for it. I'm going to ask them to put in additional information. Tell me when you need the appointment. And again, I can change the email that's notification to email is going to. I can send it to the same one as before, and I can send a notification at the end, fly safe, whatever. And I click save, right? Now, there's two things. In here, you can switch between your two widgets, right, that you have, flying medical and prescription requests. You can copy the link to it. Now, the cool thing here is that if you copy, you can copy a link just to that service, or you can copy a link to the multiple services, right? So if I want to copy a link to all of the services, it would look like this. So this might be, I might decide to have all my services on one page and the patient kind of pick between the different ones. Or I might say, do you know what? I want to put this on different parts of my practice website. So I'm just going to copy the link for this particular one here, and I'm going to put this into my website, say in a particular area in the aviation section or whatever it is. And I've copied the wrong one, haven't I? So let me copy the link again. This one here, flying medical. Now, so only the one service will come up there. Flying medical, I could have added any text that I wanted in there. And again, fly through it, test, 25th, 4th, 11th, 12th, 1983. Dr. Jordan, let's say I pay my €500. It's for me, 087. And this could be good for medical legal reports. You're taking something else. When do I need the appointment? Tomorrow. And straight through. So this request is for flying medical. It's €500. We're going to put in Dr. and click agree. Okay. So two things are happening. Payment's been taken, receipt's been sent to the patient. It's come through on the website services page on your dashboard, and also a email will go to the patient. As before, the same email will come through. So this is the kind of receipt that will go to the patient, and they'll also get a nice fancy PDF version of that as well, with the patient, with the doctor's name in it, which is important for recouping. And then in here in the transaction page as well, inside your website services, it'll be green because you haven't viewed it yet. And I can come in here, I can make the appointment, I can print it off, I can interact with it or whatever. I can send a complete notification to the patient if I want, or I can close that out without doing that, and then it's done. So all those payments will come in, and as your regular billing payments do, you can see the total's been added up here as well. That's a nice volume and value graph that we have. So that's the website payments. So you can build any ones that you want. If I wanted to activate one and inactivate, say I've had enough of my flying medicals now, I could inactivate that service. And when I save it, if I go to the global link for all my widgets, that will be gone. So if I go here and if I go back onto the link that I would be having on my website, the flying medical will be gone. Here we go. Flying medical, inactive, save that, close. Back, redo it. Oh yeah, service is gone. So you can see that as services are inactivated, they won't be shown there any longer. And then if you wanted to just change the link, then you can copy the link to just the prescription one. So what we'll do is we'll remove that tag when a service is inactivated. We'll actually remove that button from there. I just spotted it, so we'll tidy that up during the week. So that's the website services. We have, I think 10, 15 test sites are using this at the moment, and it's useful. It's a handy way to be able to embed different types of payments onto your website for different things, all in one place or in various different places. You can play with these, you can delete them, you can edit them, you can add some pretty detailed stuff for patients beforehand, and you can most importantly, the payments will come directly in, and all the transactions will come here in this new tab, as well as getting an email being sent out to you as well for whatever email that you decide to nominate. That is website payments. If you've got any questions, the email will be added at the end of this video, and yeah, it's active. This service is now active for all practices, all 550 or so practices that currently have Billink live. Thank you.